Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Diane Gutierrez and today is Try It Tuesday. If this is your first time here, Try It Tuesday is a day where I go out into the Creative Memories world, onto their blog or onto their website, or even maybe some informational emails that they send me, and I find some kind of inspiration and I try to recreate it. So I basically give it a try. And then my hope is you'll see me trying it and you'll want to try it as well. I'm going to turn my camera around and we'll get going. Hold on. Okay, so what inspiration did I find? Well, this kind of gives you a hint. We're going to do a layout today for the 4th of July or patriotic. It could be used for any kind of patriotic theme or event. Okay, so let me go ahead and put it here on the screen. Now this layout had captured my heart right away when I first saw it come up onto the Creative Memories blog, which I will have posted below. But right when I saw it, I thought, yep, I'm definitely going to give this one a try. I love all things patriotic, but this one, it really incorporates the border stickers that came along with this collection. So let's go ahead and look at the collection that we're going to be using. It's the brand new Stars and Spirits designer paper pack. If you love red, white, blue with a touch of brown, then this is the pack for you. This could be used for so many things. It doesn't have to be just the 4th of July, although that is what I'm going to do today, but it could be any kind of military, police event, even some sporting events can use this as well. If you want to see a complete flip through of the papers in this pack, I will link my TikTok video below. I started to put every time I go through a paper pack, I've been linking it up on TikTok, so you can go there and you can see all the paper in the collection in under 1 minute. The papers I chose from this paper pack today for this layout are this blue, it's lighter blue with a bunch of white stars, very nice, very pretty, and then this, it's kind of like little hash marks of different shades of red. A very beautiful red, and this brown. Okay, these are the exact papers they used in our inspiration piece. So, so it should look pretty similar to what they have when we're finished. And then of course I'm going to incorporate sticker pack that's offered with this collection as well. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that inspiration piece right up in the corner there so you can follow along. And the first thing that we need to do is they use this beautiful red as a frame or a mat behind the blue. So we will be trimming this blue down to an 11.5 by 11.5. So I'll take a 1/2 inch off of two sides. Okay, so we'll make a square. And then they mounted it straight onto the red to give it a little frame around the outside. But I will be gutting out some of the center of this just so I can conserve some of my paper for a future project. The next step after that is they take all three, and I'm so glad they gave us 3 instead of just 2, right? They take all 3 of these wavy flag border strips and then they mount them on top. So I'm going to pause and do those 3 things. I'm going to gut the red, trim down the blue, adhere it to the red, and then I'm going to align these border strips at the top. I'm going to do that off camera, so I'll be right back. So I'm back and I did that. I did gut out the red. You'll see it's this gingham is the back side of the red, so I gutted out I took a 1 inch border all the way around. Okay, so, and then I took off a 1/2 inch from 2 sides of the blue paper. Then I adhered the flag, the wavy flag border strips at the top. Okay, so our next step is to take this brown or this craft color paper and we're going to cut this to basically be a photo mat for our photos. Okay, in the inspiration piece they did a full 12 inches across and they did 4 1/4. I'm going to do 4 1/2. Let's bring in that 12-inch trimmer and get us a 4 1/2 inch strip. Okay, there we go. Put our extra paper aside, and then this is going to go like that. Now, the photos that I'm going to put on, I can't show today because I do not have permission to show the people in my photos. So I'm going to just use photo mats. But here's an idea of what you can do. This is a 12 by 4.5. So we can easily put on 2 4x6 pictures. You can have them spanning all the way across, but I probably would trim them a little bit down. So I would show some of that beautiful brown paper behind. Okay, that's one option. But here we have, I'll put down 3 3x4s, and you can possibly even squeeze in another one if you wanted to butt them all up next to each other, then they would all fit. Okay, but I think what I'm going to do is I am going to use this size photo, and I'm going to for sure put 3. And this 4th one, I probably will make a little bit shorter. Okay, so, but I will have some space in between each one because that's my preference, is I like to have a little bit of the pattern paper or the paper behind my photos to kind of pop out, to kind of give each photo their individual little spotlight. Okay, so that's how mine's going to look. This picture would be trimmed down to fit. Now, just in case you were wondering, the photos that they used in the inspiration, they are all 4 inches tall, just like I have. I just wanted my mat underneath to have a little bit more peeking through, so I made that 4.5 inches. So all the photos will be 4 inches tall here, and then they used a 2.5 inch, a 3.25 inch, a 2 3/4 inch, and they did that 2 times at the end there. So you could see they used a little bit smaller. And if you had photos that you can trim, then great. But don't forget about your 4x6s, and even your 4x4s would work well here. Let me just show those really quick as well. So you can also do a couple 4x4s. Now you could either scoot them all up next to each other and have just a row, or again, trim them down ever so slightly and have a space between them. So it really depends on your photos at this point. And now I know I'm going to have more than 3 or 4 photos, so I'm going to have to make a corresponding page. I'm not going to do that today because what I want to do is I have other ideas to use for this Stars and Spirit pack. So once I'm done, I will take those extra sheets and make a page to go with this. So maybe I'll come back and do that on another video. Okay, so let me go ahead and put this down where my photos are going to be. It'll be something like that. Our next step would be to get those banners at the bottom coming out. So what they have is on the bottom underneath, they use the same brown paper here. They put 5 brown ribbons coming out, and all 5 of those are 1 inch wide. Okay, then on top of that they have the multicolor ribbons, and those vary in sizes between 1 1/4 inches. You'll see there's about 3 of those, and then there's 5 smaller ones which are 3/4 of an inch wide. Okay, so that's what we need to do, is we need to put this aside and we need to get those ribbons cut out. So I don't have a lot of scraps from this paper pack because I just started using it with this design. So I'm going to bring in some full sheets here, and I'll probably be working with both sides of these. I'm also going to bring, of course, back in our brown because we need 5 of those for sure. And I'll bring back in this red that we used for our mat behind our page, and I probably will incorporate both sides of that as well. I'm also going to bring in our 3-in-1 ribbon punch. So if you have that, great. If not, I'll show you how to make a ribbon without that punch. Okay, let's go ahead and start with the brown because we know for sure we needed 5 of those, and we know that those were going to be 1 inch. Okay, so I'm just going to trim off 1 inch. We're also going to incorporate this beautiful back side of the brown as well. So how long do we need to make these? Depends on how long we want them to hang down. In our inspiration piece, they are probably 3.5 inches. Let's see if we like 3.5 inches. Right, we want room to tuck and room for it to hang down. Yep, I think I like that. So I need to make 5 of those. Okay, there's 5 of those, and then we know we need to have only 3 that are a little bit wider. Okay, so I think I'm going to use this red as one of my 1 1/4 wide strips. Okay, these are our bigger ribbons that you see there. Okay, and I think these could be a little bit shorter, so I'm going to go 3 1/4 on that one. Okay, I'm going to save this piece. I'll come back to that. Okay, now I'm going to flip it over, and I'm actually going to use this beautiful blue gingham on the other side as one of my wider strips as well. Okay, I think we're done with that one. For the last one, I'm going to use this firework paper. I love that. So I'm going to make this one also 1 1/4 inches by 3 1/4 inches. Okay, so we have the 3 of those. Now we need 5 that are 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to come back up here and grab this little piece, and I'm going to make that one of my options. Okay, let's see how we did here. Okay, so we have one of those, and that is also going to be a little bit shorter, so I'm going to go with 3 inches on that one. And I'm going to bring back in this firework paper, and I'm going to make that 3/4 of an inch wide as well. Put this down. In our inspiration, they did not have repeating, but I'm okay with that. Last one will be this striped paper, and we are going to, let's see here. Well, let's see what we get. I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch. Let's see what we have. Let's bring back in our ribbon punch. Go ahead and get these brown ones done. We got our brown ones. Let's put those aside. And now we have our little bit wider ones. So we're just going to trick it a little bit. So how I do that is I slide it in, I turn it over so I could see on the back, I could center it up. My ribbon is right in the center, and you can also play with how much you want to take off. So if you don't want to take off as much, then you can just center it right in there. Okay, can you see that, how I centered it in there? And then you just punch it out. Okay, and there we go. We do that for the other 2. Okay, now let me show you, if you don't have, you can do the same thing for the smaller ones. Just put it in the guide, but these are getting very small because these are only 3 inches long. So these I would just do by hand. So what I like to do is I just find the center point, I snip it, and then I go to corner and meet that center snip. Okay, let me show you again. Let me show you on the blue one. I find the center, and then you decide here how much of the ribbon edges that you want. You can have a little one or you can have a long one. So I found the center, and I'm just eyeballing it. I give it a little snip. Then I come to this corner and I snip it to the center of where I just did that first cut. And then I go to the other side. And that gives me a pretty decent ribbon. Okay, do a couple more here. Let's place our ribbons in and see what we have here. Okay, so I'll first do the brown ones, and I will evenly space them out. See how I like it? I will put my journaling right here like they show, give you an idea. My journaling will go right there. So I have, maybe I could scoot my journaling over a tad and then give me a little more space there. I like that. Next, I'll take the bigger ones and decide how I want them. I have 2 blues and a red. So I think I will start with the darker blue over here and stick that. I want it to go a little bit up higher. It'll be like that. And then like that. And then I'll take the thinner ones and I'll make some kind of, let's see what I have here. Yep, that's what I want. Okay, so I have dark blue here, so I don't want to use that. So I would use this, probably something like this, and put it up even higher. Then maybe a striped one. I like that one. There we go. I'm liking the way it's looking. I want this one on top, I think. So yeah, you just got to play with how you like it popping out and how much length you want. This one I'll move over just a tad. Still want that brown to show through. And then the last one will be over here, and I'll still have some of the brown peeking out. And there we go. So I'll get all that adhered down and I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Now, let me bring my photos back in to kind of give you an idea. It's looking really good. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Okay, so now we just want to get some embellishing done, right? So they made it so easy for us in this inspiration because they used the sticker pack mostly for their embellishments. So first thing is down here at the bottom, they used, and I love it, they used this one. It says America the Beautiful. Okay, and then they just went from one side to the other. So you can place it, you know, wherever you like, but I do like their placement right there. And then there are two little hearts. There's one here on this words and phrases sheet, and then there's also one over here. They use the smaller hearts. So I'm going to get a little bit of foam tape and I'm going to pop these up and put them at the end of our banner. Super cute. Okay, so I got these up on foam tape and I'm just going to put it right at the end of the banner, just like they did. I love that look. One there, and then one right over here. And there we go. Now for the other embellishment clusters, I really love what they did here too. This is, I guess, why I was so drawn to this one, because their embellishments were so easy and doable. So they used this one that says home. Love that. That's off the sticker sheet. And then they used the eagle, which is on the icon sheet, and they just layered it up. So they took the eagle first and they put him right about here onto the home sticker. Again, you can do this any way you want. And then I'm going to go ahead and lay this down, and it is right about here. Okay, you'll see, even though I made my mat a little bit taller, we still have room. So you can make your mat a little bit even taller than that if you wanted to. Then we want to take this last red heart sticker and put it up here, layer it on top of the eagle and the word home. And again, I'll just need a little bit of foam tape for that. And then that goes right up here. And you see how I would want to get rid of that little spot that's showing right there anyway. So perfect. It's perfect. I love that. And then the last thing they did, so they have one cluster here, one here. When I make my second page, I probably will put a cluster somewhere over here. Now, they used the phrase right here that says, "You're my little firecracker." I love that phrase, but it's not going to be appropriate for my page that I'm doing because I'm going to have young adults on here. And although they were once my little firecrackers, they are now a little bit bigger. So I don't want to put that on here. So I am going to hold off on what I'm going to put on the second page. Okay, just so I can make that flow with that visual triangle through my pages. Okay, but I am really eyeballing this word that says blessed. And what I might do is put that up here because I do like that. And you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Let me get some foam tape, because even if I make another cluster on the other page, it doesn't hurt to have this little word here. So, yep, I'm going to do that right there. I have that foam tape on there. And there you go. I think it came out great. I love it. I love it just as much as when I first saw that inspiration piece. And I think I'm really super happy I gave this one a try. I hope that you guys give this one a try as well. With 4th of July right around the corner, perfect timing to use our Stars and Spirit paper pack. So pull that out. If you don't have this, contact your advisor, or I can leave the information linked below. If you don't have an advisor, then you can use my shopping link below. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you give it a try, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.